All right, so we will start with the Indigenous Land Acknowledgement. So we acknowledge that the Students' Union is on the traditional territory of the Neutral Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples. Right. Do I have to call the meeting to order, or can I just go into regrets?
Yeah, you can call it to order.
Okay, so I call the May 6th, 2024 Board of Directors meeting to order. There's two regrets. Director St. George, he emailed me, and then Director Godse Shah also emailed me about they both have some prior commitments. Right. Is there any conflicts of interest to declare? As I see none, we'll move on to the adoption of the agenda. Can I get a motion that the Board of Directors adopt the agenda as presented? And you guys can just raise your hands. All right, so motion by Director Russolo and seconded by Director Rubinoff. And I'm sorry if I say your last name wrong. You might have to say it for me and then we can go from there. All right. And then we'll move on to the approval of the meeting minutes for March 18th, 2024, April 1st, 2024, and April 23rd, 2024. Can I get a motion that we adopt the approval of these minutes? Motioned by Noah. How do you pronounce your last name, Noah? Sorry.
Espiritu.
Okay, motion by Director Espiritu, and then Lulia, can you pronounce your last name too, please?
It's Haptu Michael.
All right,
So
seconded
Haptu?
by Haptu Michael. Perfect. Seconded by Director Haptu Michael. Thank you, guys. All right, moving on to comments from the chair of the board and CGO. I would just like to say thank you, everyone, for responding to the poll and for my emails. And thank you all for coming out tonight for the first meeting. I just wanted to say, so I'm in the process of transitioning to using the chair email, which is the SU board chair at wlu.ca. So if you need to reach me for anything relating to the board, you can start using that email instead of my like school email, my Laureate email, just so I can keep like school and board things separate. But if you email the school one, it's totally fine. I understand. If you are emailing the board chair email, though, it's still going to have Mo's name on it. They're just in the process of changing the name and picture to my name and picture. So if you email it and it says his name, it's me responding to it. They just haven't changed it yet. And also, I wanted to get headshots from the directors so we can put them on the website. The board of directors has a page on the website that says all of our names and have our pictures. So I'd like to get headshots from everyone for that. I've already received a couple. If you guys have a picture that you want to use, can you just send it over to me? If not, we'll organize having headshots taken by marketing in the fall when everyone's back on campus, and then we can all use those pictures. But if you did have a good headshot that you want to use for the summer, just send it over and then we'll get that organized. All right, that's it for me. Oh, wait, we never voted on anything. That is my bad. We have to vote. All right, moving back. Right, Ian? We have to vote, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, I apologize. I'm sorry.
So
All
you
right,
did you
so
did
sorry.
you motioned and seconded,
Yeah,
and then for
yeah,
both of those you just have to call
yeah,
the vote.
yeah. All right, I apologize. All right, so back to the adoption of the agenda. We already have the motion and the secondant. Is there any discussion on the matter? No, okay. Moving into voting. Is there any opposition? Abstention? All those in favor? So the vote passes 0 to 10. All right, and then to the approval of the meeting minutes, we had it motioned and seconded. Any discussion on the matter? All right, moving into voting. Any opposition? Any abstentions? All those in favor? All right, motion passes 0 to 10. All right, and moving on to comments from the president and CEO.
Awesome. Nice to meet all you folks in person, or not in person, but virtually at least. Not a ton to update you folks on right now. It's only day 4 for us, so mostly onboarding and team building stuff. Soon going to be looking at some annual planning stuff with my VP team along with Phil and his team. So hopefully more on that come the June meeting. But yeah, so far just getting the Quinn to the office and getting everyone on board and up to speed.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right. Comments from the executive director and COO.
Haha. Only what, 4 years of this now? You think I'd have figured out how to unmute myself? At any rate, I would just like to kind of welcome you all to the board of directors and thank you for your time in the work that you will be doing. There is not a ton to update. I echo Ben's statement. We've spent basically the last 2 weeks kicking Spenny's team out the door and welcoming Ben's team with open arms. And we've got an incoming transition team has developed a pretty thorough curriculum of how to slowly introduce all things student union operations to Ben and his team. And a lot of that is team building out of the gates and some basic kind of onboarding stuff. So him and his team have done an excellent job to this point. We look forward to a solid couple of weeks. And then I think towards the end of the month, we're going on a quick little retreat to kind of start building out those annual plans, which will hopefully be ready to present, as Ben mentioned. Other than that, we hope you have a very productive summer, everybody. And then once again, thank you for being here.
Perfect. All right, we have a hiring update for the governance coordinator and board secretary, and this will be talked about through Ian.
Great. Yeah, so there are 2 other student employment roles that are in support of the board. So the main one is the governance coordinator. So basically the governance coordinator is a position that does all of the kind of main administrative duties on behalf of the board. So that includes putting agenda packages together, emailing everything out to all of you, kind of connecting and supporting on a variety of tasks. And then that same individual is also the chief returning officer for the students union elections in January. So they kind of have those 2 hats. They're keeping everything going from a governance standpoint and then also planning for the election process and then executing that in January. So we currently have 4 candidates for that role. They're completing our one-way interview process. So that's position is a little unique in that it's a dual report to both Chair Russo and myself. So they're both kind of an operational and a governance position. So pretty soon we'll have a chance to kind of go over those one-way interviews and then select candidates for the next step of that process. So the goal is to have that position in place by June. The other role that supports the board is an honorarium-based position. That's the board secretary. So they're the ones who review the recordings of the meetings and then put together the minutes. So the minutes that you approved from those last 3 meeting dates were put together by that particular person. So we will soon be posting for that position. So if you know people who might be interested in that role, make sure to let them know that'll be coming out soon. That position is a little less urgent just because they can review the recordings and then put the minutes together. But that will also be hopefully kind of hired and onboarded within the next couple months.
All right, thank you. Okay, moving on. Actually, Ian, we should probably set up a meeting, me and you, to go over the governance coordinator. We can email about that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And okay, moving on to the Brantford UPass agreement.
Back to me. This is basically a 1-year kind of extension of the existing agreement that fits within the non-tuition fee protocol guidelines of keeping an increase below 3.5%. Brantford is in the process of kind of expanding their services as a result of the increase to their population as well as their student population and the dynamics of where those populations live within that community. So there is a very distinct possibility that they will kind of increase past our non-tuition fee protocol threshold. But that won't be until a year after. This is basically a bookmark of an agreement to get us to whatever the next one's going to be. And if they decide to increase their rate beyond the 3.5%, that will trigger a referendum in Brantford, which will not only impact Laurier students, but will also impact Conestoga College students in Brantford community, as we have an agreement with that organization and institution to kind of consider them as other students as a part of our agreement. So it's in Brant Transit's best interest to keep fees low, in order to keep all the student bodies involved and attached to the UPass program. We're presenting this to you guys for your approval, so that we can kind of sign off and support the UPass program in Brantford.
Do you want our approval tonight for like the mini-G agreement, or are you gonna wait until the actual?
So we need it for this agreement. It's gonna go to Brant City Council at whatever their June meeting is. I don't exactly know the date of it for their approval. But yeah, we need this board's approval. It can either be this meeting or whenever our June meeting is. So we do have a little bit of time, but the agreement as presented is what we need to vote on.
All right. Does anyone have any questions about the agreement? No? All right. Did you guys want to approve of it this meeting or wait further? Will there be any more information available for it like in June? Like, is anything going to change in June? by June?
It shouldn't. The only thing that will mitigate a change is if Brantford City Council votes it down because of whatever reason, or if there's some reason that this group wants to have something changed in it. But we've worked pretty closely with the Conestoga Students Incorporated, as less so the college, but definitely this are basically our equivalent at Conestoga College. And Brant Transit is remarkably easy to work with. So the agreement is exactly what both of our organizations want for our students. So
Okay. And does the city council have a date approved that they're going to vote on it? Or are they waiting on
I'm
us?
sure they do, but I couldn't tell you what it is off the top of my head.
Okay, but they're not waiting on us to do something for it. They're
No.
just, okay. Sounds good. All right, well, I guess, can I get a motion to approve the Brantford UPass agreement? Motion by Director Rubinoff, second by Director Nicole. How do you pronounce your last name?
Leheka.
Leheka, okay. Seconded by Director Leheka. All right, any discussion on the matter? No, all right, moving into voting. Any opposition? All those in favor, all those abstaining? And then all those in favor? All right, so motion passes 0-0 to 10. All right, moving on to the summer meeting schedule. All right, so since there's a good chunk of you guys here, does Monday nights work for everyone, or is there another night that works better? Yeah, Director Ejom, I think that's pronounced.
I was actually hoping, so I'm in Saudi Arabia for the summer. It's currently 3 a.m. So I was hoping if by any chance we could do the meeting a little earlier than night.
So I'm working until 5, Monday through Friday, and I'm sure a lot of other people are working like full-time jobs.
Right, then I can stay up the one night.
I know, I'm so sorry. Like unless everyone wants to do it on the weekends, but I don't think people really want to have the meetings on the weekends unless that's something you guys are willing to do. It's kind of, I don't know. Can we have meetings on weekends? Noah, what would you like to say?
Sunday would work for me if we were to do weekends.
Okay. Yep. Lulia?
Yeah, I also tend to work on Mondays, like in the evenings especially. So if we
Okay.
do a weekend, that'd be amazing.
Okay, yeah. Natalie?
I know but I'm a banquet server, so like I work every weekend,
Yeah.
doing weddings, so I personally
Okay.
wouldn't be able to attend weekend meetings.
Okay. Anyone else have anything they want to say? about any days that they. Yep.
I would also kind of abstain from weekends.
Okay.
I prefer
Yep.
weekdays, preferably Monday works for me as well.
Okay, so we have Lulia, does Monday, like every Monday you're working? No, not every Monday. Every Monday.
Not every Monday, so.
Oh, okay. Okay. Does Mondays work for everyone else here? If we pick certain days? And Director Ejam, you don't have to come if it's in the middle of the night. You can just watch the recording. It's honestly fine. Like I don't want you to have to stay up
oh,
till
I'm
3 a.m.
I'm only gonna be in Saudi for the month of May and June, but then I'll be
Okay.
back.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, that's good. No, you don't have to be coming in the middle of the night. That's totally fine. As long as we reach quorum, then it's all good. All right. So if Mondays works for everyone, we'll just set the meetings right now. So does June 3rd work for everyone around what time? Like 6:45, 6:30? What times are we thinking? I would say like 6:30 maybe. Yeah, Nicole?
Usually I finish work around 7,
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't always have work on Mondays.
Do you know if you have work on June 3rd?
Not yet. Like the
Okay.
summer schedule hasn't been released.
Okay. So you said 7, so can we do like 7:15?
I'm okay with 7:15.
Okay. So we'll do June 3rd at 7:15. And then July 2nd, it's the day right after Canada Day. Do you guys want to do it that week or move it to the next week on the 8th? Is there a preference for, yeah, Daniel?
The July 8th week, I'm going to be away, so I would prefer the 2nd.
Okay. So we'll do the 2nd for that one, if everyone is okay with that. All right. And then August 5th or 12th, I think. August 4th is Labor Day, or no? It says I have a holiday on here, but I don't know if Ontario celebrates it. I don't think they do. Does anyone know?
It does. It's the Simcoe holiday.
Okay, so we do celebrate it then?
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
this year it's the 5th, maybe. Am I crazy?
Yeah, it's the 5th, yeah. Okay, so does the 12th, August 12th work for everyone at 7:15? Yeah. All right. And then we'll just set the first one for September now, and then we'll do we can change it. We'll just set it now, and then if a whole bunch of directors can't make it, then that's fine. But I'm assuming everyone will be back in person in September, probably the first or second week. The second's Labor Day, so we'll set it for the 9th right now, and then once everyone knows their school schedules, we might have to change it, but we'll just set it for now just so we have something set, if that's okay with everyone. Good. All right. So September 9th at 7:15. All right. So we have June 3rd, July 8th, August 12th, and then September 9th. And these are all at 7:15. And that works for everyone here. You guys can all attend those as of right now. All right. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. And if you guys can't make it, you can just email. Yeah, Phil.
Just making sure I'm still unmuted. For Aya, if you want for the June meeting, if you want to, we can work with you ahead of time to kind of get your questions and comments so that you don't have to be up at 2:30 in the morning for a board meeting. You are a trooper for doing so, so thank you. But that certainly is not our expectation. So we're happy to kind of work through that agenda with you ahead of time to try to get all your comments and stuff so you can be, I'm assuming, sleeping, but I certainly wouldn't want to pressure you to do that. But yeah, happy to make sure that this is not an issue for June.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, once the agenda comes out, you can just email myself or Ian or Phil if you have any comments or questions about anything, and we'll be sure to bring them up there. All right. That was fun. Okay. Anyone else have anything else that they wanted to say for the summer meeting schedule?
You'll just need to vote on those dates.
Oh, all dates? Like
Yeah, you can do them at one time, but
Okay.
you'll need to motion them.
Okay. So can I get a motion that the Board of Directors adopt the summer meeting schedule, which is a meeting on June 3rd, July 8th, August 12th, and September 9th? Motion by Director Habit Michael, seconded by Director Natalie, I'm gonna say Boonket? Perfect. Seconded by Director Boonket. All right. Any discussion on the matter? All right. As I see none, we'll move into voting. All those opposed? All those abstaining? And all those in favor? Sorry. All right. The motion passes 0-0 to 10. And moving on to the in-camera session. So I'll need a motion that the Board of Directors proceed to an in-camera session. Motion by Director Russolo, seconded by Director Ejom. We'll move, any discussion on the matter? All right, move into voting. All those opposed? All those abstaining? All those in favor? All right, motion passes 0-0 to 10. So everyone can go join the Teams call. I think.
So
Ian-
maybe just for this one, I'll just stop the recording and then
Okay.
restart it so we can just stay here. Usually what we do is we move from Zoom to Microsoft Teams, but for simplicity's sake today, we'll do that.
Perfect, sounds good.